Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Math with Gustavus. In this lesson, we will be multiplying mixed numbers. Whenever you're given mixed numbers to multiply, here are some steps that I'm recommending. Step number 1, you convert all the mixed numbers to improper fractions. Step 2, you multiply the numerators. Step 3, you multiply the denominators. After you have completed step 2 and step 3, you will now have a fraction. Now that fraction leads us to step 4, where we will simplify that fraction if needed or necessary. Let's jump into some questions. Calculate each of the following expressions. Now we have 1.5 times 2 and a third. These steps suggest that we're supposed to convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's do that first. So we're going to multiply the 2 times 1 and then we add 1. So 2 times 1, that gives us 2, plus 1, that gives us 3. And then we write back our denominator. Then we put our operator, which is multiplication. Let's convert the next mixed number. So it's 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 1, which is 7. So it's 7 over 3. So write back your denominators. Remember now, your denominators do not change. After you have converted your mixed numbers to improper fractions, the next step is to multiply the numerator. So let's do that. So it's 3 times 7, which is equal to 21. And then we multiply 2 times 3, which is equal to 6. All right, so we have multiplied our numerators, then our denominators. As you can see, we now have a fraction, which leads us to step 4, that we need to simplify if necessary. If you look at 21 and 6 closely, you'll see that they have a common factor of 3. So 3 can divide into 21 without leaving a remainder, and also into 6 without leaving a remainder. So let's do that. So 3 into 21 goes 7 times, and 3 into 6 goes 2 times. Now that will leave us with 7 over 2. Now 7 over 2 is an improper fraction. Remember now that improper fractions can be converted back to mixed numbers. Let's do that by dividing. So 2 into 7, that goes 3 times, and that will leave us with a remainder of 1, and then we write back our denominator. So the answer to this question can be expressed as 2 over 7, or as a mixed number in the form 3 and 1.5. So good job guys for watching. I hope you have understood what I've done there. Don't worry if you're not, we'll move on to more questions. So let's turn our attention now to number 2. So number 2, we have 2 and 1/5 times 3.5. Again, the steps suggest that we're supposed to convert all the mixed numbers to improper fractions first. So let's do that. So it's 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 1, give us 11. So it's 11 over 5. Put back our operator, which is multiplication. Let's convert this one as well. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1. That gives us what? 7 over 2. After we have done that, then we need to multiply our numerators. So it's 11 times 7. That will give us 77. And then we multiply our denominators. So it's 5 times 2. That will give us 10. Now we assess our numerator and denominator to see if we can simplify that expression. What is the highest common factor of 77 and 10? Can somebody tell me? Okay, someone said 1. All right, so when it's 1, it cannot be simplified any further. The only thing we can do right here is to convert it to a mixed number, or back to a mixed number, because this is an improper fraction. Remember now that improper fractions are fractions where the numerators are what? Larger than the denominator. As we can see there, 77 is larger than 10. So let's convert this to a mixed number. So 10 into 77, that goes 7 times. And how much remainder? Did someone say 6? No. Someone said 7? Good job, all right? That will leave us with a remainder of 7, and then we put back our denominator. So the final answer there is 77 over 10 as an improper fraction, or 7 and 7 over 10 as a mixed number. All right, good job, guys. I hope it's getting better. I hope it's getting clearer. I hope you're understanding more. Now, if you're confident enough, what you can do here is to pause the video, attempt number 3 before I do it. So you can pause the video now and do that. But if not, you can just let it roll while I work number 3 for you. Let's go back to the steps. So the first step suggests that we're supposed to what? Convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's do that. So it's 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 2, that gives us what? 22 over 5. Next up, we put our operator, which is multiplication. Let's convert 2.5 now to improper fraction. So it's 2 times 2, which gives us what? 4, plus 1, that gives us what? 5 over 2. For this question, I'm going to take a different approach. Why? Because as we multiply, as we encounter different questions, we might end up with larger and larger and larger numbers, which will be very difficult to multiply mentally, or it will be very difficult to simplify. So I'm suggesting this method as the questions become larger and larger and larger. All right, so when you reach this point, what you can do is to assess your numerator and denominator to see if they have anything in common, and you can reduce that fraction. All right, so 22 and 5, what's the highest common factor? The highest common factor of 22 and 5 is 1, so it can't be simplified. Let's try 5 and 2. Again, the highest common factor of 5 and 2 is just 1, so it can't be simplified. After you have done that, you need to check diagonally to see if there's an opportunity to reduce. So we have 22 and 2. Now, the highest common factor of 22 and 2 is 2 itself. So we can divide by 2. So 2 into itself goes 1, and 2 into 22 goes 11. So that's the first diagonal. Let's check the second diagonal. Here we have what? 5 and 5. Now the highest common factor of 5 and 5 is 5 itself. So we can divide by 5, right? So 5 into itself goes 1, and then 5 into itself goes 1. Now, after we're finished cancelling or simplifying, now we can go back to step 2, where we multiply the numerators. So the numerators are 11 and 1. So 11 times 1 gives us 11, and then 1 times 1, that gives us what? 1. Remember now, whenever you have a number divided by 1, that is just the numerator itself. That is in fact a whole number, which is equal to 11. So the answer for number 3 is 11. I hope after working 1, 2, 3 questions, your confidence is improving. So now let's move on to number 4. Again, you may pause the video here, work the question, and let's see if you get the same answer that I will get. All right, but I'll jump right into number 4 now. Remember the steps, right? So step 1 is to convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's do that. So it's 4 times 4, which is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. So it's 17 over 4 times, then do the same. So it's 3 times 2, 3 times 2, which is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8, so it's 8 over 3. Again, the numbers will get larger and larger over time. All right, as you get more exposed to fraction, I can guarantee that. And as such, you need a different approach, a different method. And as such, I'm suggesting this method. So you're going to assess your numerator and denominator to see the highest common factor. If the highest common factor is just 1, that means it can't be simplified. For example, 17 and 4, the highest common factor is 1, so it can't be simplified. So let's move on to 8 and 3. Again, the highest common factor of 8 and 3 is just 1. That means it can't be simplified. After you have done that, check the diagonals, because right here we have a numerator and denominator, alright? Again, the highest common factor of 17 and 3 is just 1. That means we can't cancel or simplify on this diagonal. But check the next one. Always check the numerators and denominators to see if you can reduce. In this case, we have what? 4 and 8. 8 and 4, right? So you should know that the highest common factor of 8 and 4 is 4 itself, right? And as such, we can divide both 8 and 4 by 4. So we can say 4 into 8 goes 2 times, and 4 into 4 goes 1 time. Now, after you have simplified, now you can go back to step 2, where you will multiply the numerators. So it's 17 times 2, that will give us 34. Then we multiply 1 times 3, and then that will give us 3. All right. So after you have done that, then you can what now? Convert this back to a mixed number if needed. So it's 3 into 34. That goes 11 times, and then that will leave you with a remainder of 1, and then you write back your denominator, which is 3. So the final answer for number 4 can be expressed as 34 over 3, or 11 and 3. Now guys, we reach the exciting part where you will work this question all by yourself. But when you're finished, there's still support. You may post your answer in the comment section, and right there I surely give you a feedback. Encourage all your friends and family members over. Give them the question as well. Encourage them to watch the video from the start to this point so that they can learn as well. Thank you very much for coming. Please come back again. Remember to share, like, comment, all the possible things that you can do to encourage this channel to grow. Thank you very much for viewing, and see you again soon.